Round 6 of Psgl here today for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone as we jump into another race weekend here in PC Tier 2. Now, first of all, if you guys missed the previous round at Italy, round 5, then I'll leave that one linked up in the top right before we jump into any potential spoilers. But before we jump into the action, as always, let's have a look at the championship standings. Now, the last race, the standings got updated, the penalties got put through, and we finished Italy in P5 with a fastest lap. So 7 points came our way, which means we're currently P9 in the Drivers' Championship. So we've had a fairly decent run, and also Alpine as a team now up to P6 between myself and Lewis Welch. So, you know, it's been a fairly decent run of races for me. I've started to string a few points together. Admittedly, I should have won the last 2 races. You know, if you haven't seen the episodes, I do recommend you guys check them out. But we got screwed over twice with, you know, safety cars, damage and whatever. So, you know, I'm hoping this weekend I can finally put a clean weekend together and potentially get a win. But you've probably seen the title and you know what might happen. Either way, you're joining me right now on my qualifying lap, and this is the first lap of a short qualifying on mediums. Now, to be fair, it was actually a pretty decent lap, at least the first sector anyway. I did my best ever first sector. The middle sector though was pretty rubbish, and now the final sector here, we're going to end our first lap on mediums. And to be fair, I will say, the pace on these tyres wasn't that bad. It's actually a very decent race tyre. It's about half a second off the soft tyre, so it's definitely a tyre you can race with, as we sit at 26.6.
Not bad, I'll take that for a banker.
As you can hear me say, not too bad, I'll take that for a banker. Sectors 1 and 3 were good, sector 2 was terrible. Now, we switched onto a set of soft tyres, and we're currently 3.5 tenths up heading into the S's. Not too shabby, but obviously hoping to find a little bit more time, but I made a bit of a mistake here.
Oh, fuck.
No, running wide, and unfortunately the lap is in the bin. Even though we went purple in the middle sector, it wasn't great. I wasn't happy with it. It was pretty scruffy, to be fair, through the S section. So we're going to go ahead and pit. God damn it. And yeah, you can hear I'm still a little bit annoyed from that. So yeah, we're going to box and get these tyres off, and we're going to go for our final attempt and final lap. So fresh softs on the car. Let's see what happens. We're currently P19, so we need to improve. So across the start finish, down to turn 1, absolutely flat out. Turn 2 as well. It's all about minimizing steering lock and carrying maximum speed. Turn 3, brake at the 50. I brake a little bit too early there, actually. I get distracted by the cars on the right, and I'm actually going slower than my medium first sector, which, to be fair,
Traffic
was my best ever first sector on mediums, but you know, it's not what I want on softs. On softs, I've been able to do a low 2 in the first sector, but we're actually going to do a low 3 here. So we're about a full tenth off what I can really do in the first sector. We then head into Brooklands and now Luffield here, trying to see if I can pull back some lap time. Struggling a little bit on the back end there to get the power down and having to wrestle the car a little bit. Heading into Cops, the old turn 1 at the 50, that's your reference. Turn in, absolutely flat out, keeping it within track limits and trying to recover some lap time. Now into the S's. This time hopefully we don't mess up. Much tighter through the right, which means we open up the left a lot more, and that gives us a better run through the right again, and just a better exit speed, as you can see here. And we're actually a bit further ahead and a bit faster than the previous lap, so a very short middle sector, recovering the lap time. And now into sector 3, 6th gear, get that inside curb. I didn't quite hit it perfectly. I've lost a little bit of lap time, as you can see there in the top right. Now into the final chicane, carrying the speed. Easy does it, don't ruin the lap at this stage. And then the final corner across the line, and it's going to be a 26.0, which isn't too bad. We go P7, but eventually we finished in P9. For reference, my personal best in practice was a 25.9 mid to low. So somewhere between Christian Sendell on P5 and Sam McBride, somewhere in that region, possibly even P5 behind Lewis Welch, who finishes in P4. So yeah, pole time 8.30, not too bad. I wasn't a million miles away from that, to be fair, in practice. So a bit disappointing. I didn't quite hook up the lap. I feel like sector 3 wasn't really that good. It was a bit of a weak sector, and sector 1 as well. Bit of a shame, because my sector 1 was I know there was a definite, pretty much a full tenth, you know, in that sector alone, which would give me P6 for now. So yeah, not too bad of a qualifying. Definitely better than my recent qualifyings, I have to say. So both cars in the top 9. Lewis looking pretty strong in P4. And yeah, we're going to jump into the race and see if we can try and finish higher than where we start. Right, let's jump into it then. It's time for the race. Formation lap coming to an end. And I'm going to let you guys hear some of the comms on lap 1 because there's quite a bit of information to take in. So, yeah, let's jump into it. The lights are on here for the British Grand Prix. Can we make it a good start? Lights out and away we go. It's actually a good launch. We get the jump on Pedreño as we get better traction side by side into turn 1 here.
John, you're so shit, man.
And again, Lewis Welch taken out contact with HX4K, and it turns out HX4K had some screen freeze issues, which is what happened, and it affected Lewis in a negative way, which is really, really unfortunate. But nonetheless, out of turn 4, Christian Sendel drove it side by side, and now Paris looking for the move here as we try to give him a bit of a squeeze on the inside. We're going to have to leave the inside open. Heading into Brooklands though.
It's hard to explain. 10 minutes, it's all kicking off right now where I am. Oh my god, why am I getting so unlucky with traffic? Fucking hell, no, get off me.
There's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time.
Every time I get shafted, bro.
Now, unfortunately, that bit of contact with Shizou Neon around the outside of Luffield gave me very, very minor wing damage, and to the point where the MFD didn't come up, Jeff didn't tell me, and I had understeer, but I couldn't really tell if it was damage or it was just a fuel load. I really didn't know. My race pace didn't look great. I looked quite off the pace, especially since the new patch. It seems like my race pace has dropped a little bit. So I was a bit confused, and I honestly, it didn't cross my mind once that it may have been wing damage, because the contact was so minor, I just didn't think it would be the case. But lap 2, you can see we're just about within a second from Shizou Neon up ahead. We're currently P9, so we're back where we started after all the chaos on lap 1. But you can just see here I've got quite a fair bit of understeer, but I just never really thought in my mind it was damage. It just didn't cross my mind. So I kept on driving thinking I'm doing pretty decent, but I just had no pace and loads of understeer, and I just thought it was because of the fuel load.
DRS is now enabled.
How the fuck am I losing so much time? Yeah, I must be draining, surely.
And you can hear now I'm starting to get a bit confused and annoyed why my pace is off. You can see I dropped 3/10 in the last 3 corners alone, and I'm out of DRS range.
I'm slower than people on mediums. What is going on?
And as the laps went on, I was getting more and more triggered because I couldn't understand what was happening, and the gap just kept on growing basically.
How's Neon putting away so much? What is it? 28.9 on mediums? Fucking hell. That's so fast.
And I'm actually here getting really annoyed because I'm so confused why this is happening, and it all makes sense shortly to me. But end of lap 4, and again,
oh fuck, warning, so much understeer.
You can hear me say understeer kicking in, we get our first warning for track limits, but I still haven't realised I've got wing damage. The MFD is completely green. I've got no visible damage on the MFD, which I checked a few times. So again, that put me off the scent that it may have been damaged. But now lap 6, Neon has a spin, as you can hear me say, and he gets out of shape. So that's going to give us a place, which is crucial.
He was the lead medium tyre runner as well.
And again, he was the lead medium tyre runner, as I was saying in the background. So that's very important for us. We're now back with the soft runners, and a few cars have now started to pit. So the race is opening up. We're currently P5 here, and now Christian Hausmann is looking for the move. I'm struggling still for front end grip.
Me too.
I need Hausmann to pass me. He's just sitting behind me on mediums. He's so much faster. He's got pretty a full charge. I need him to go.
Try a little weave or something just to attempt to go.
No, he's just passed me now finally, but because Via Campus is behind.
Now you can hear me say I wanted Hausmann to pass me. He had a lot better pace, and he was just sitting behind me for too many laps. I would have liked him to pass me earlier to pull me along, but still, he got by in the end.
Pedreño sped 5 seconds.
And yes, you can hear there, Pedreño speeds into the pit lane, so the first penalty in this race has been applied to one of the front runners.
Will he sell that now, or will he have to keep that for later?
Later.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Now he'll have to serve that later on in the race. That could get added to his race time. We've got more cars in the pits, and now end of lap 8, we're going to be the only car left on soft tyres out on track now behind Hausmann in the Alpha.
Taking care of them.
Everyone, all the soft runners have pit now. I'm the only one left. I'm sticking with Hausmann here, so. And yeah, we're going to try and stick with Christian Hausmann. Hopefully he can drag us along for a bit longer, and it's making it a bit more possible to drive with him, with the damage. But now we're going to pit. Lap 9, I decided to pit early because I was off the pace, and I thought, okay, let's just box and put some new tyres on. Maybe that's the answer, maybe I've just got no pace on these tyres. There we go. And
I was questioning everything
but you're going to hear my reaction, and it's going to hit me.
Richie's pitting now, lap 9 for softs. He's getting off the medium now. So early.
Softs are rubbish, you know.
I know, it's not last year's game. Oh, I'm getting a wing change. I might claim him off the pace.
No.
Go now.
Makes a lot of sense. Richie got one as well. Fair enough. Oh, I do. Maybe that might explain why it's a bit slow. Don't think it explains all of it though. I'm still usually off the pace.
So as you can hear, I'm still like
Up to speed now.
not convinced. You know, I knew I was off the pace because the race practice that we done earlier in the day, I just wasn't able to keep the pace. I was a good half a second off every lap, so I automatically just thought it was that. But still, the light bulb moment happened, and I quickly realised, oh my god, I'm so much faster. I've got so much front end, and now I've got the pace. The problem is, I've got a guy on soft tyres behind me who's going to be faster, so I don't really want to push because he's going to be quicker anyway. So we're going to let Jeffrey Ritchie go by, and we're going to see if he can drag me along, and hopefully he's got decent pace to kind of take us and drag us back towards the top 10. So that's the plan right now, and that's going to be the strat. So meanwhile, behind we've got Christian Sendel, who did have wing damage on lap 1. He's recovered, and you can take the mediums to the end from lap 2. Also Lewis Welch as well in P15. But currently P13, we've got Jeffrey Ritchie ahead of us, and a bit off the pace, to be honest. He wasn't really that fast on softs, which was frustrating.
Richie's not that fast anyway. I'm going to pass him again.
And you can hear me say I'm going to pass him because his pace wasn't that great. I don't know if he didn't practice a lot or whatever, but he just wasn't that quick, and it was actually a bit disappointing because I knew at this point we weren't going to catch the top 10 because I was relying on Richie's soft tyre pace to get us back in the race, which wasn't a thing. So right now we're P12 with one warning and pretty decent fresh medium tyres as Neon sets a fastest lap on softs. And to be fair, look at this lap, we go 4 tenths quicker, so this is more like it now pace wise. You know, we're back on it and we're starting to show our true race pace. So things were looking up, but we're just too far away from the top 10.
What was your lap when you crossed the line?
Doing that. 28.4.
A what?
28.4. I used quite a fair bit of battery because I'm trying to drop Richie.
So as you can hear, I'm just comparing lap times with my teammate Lewis Welch. He's been on his medium since lap 2. So the pace was good right now, but as I mentioned before,
Hausman's pin.
we're just a bit too far from the top 10, and also the front wing change in the pit stop is going to mean...
No, never mind, he's ahead of me. Fucking front wing change, man.
As you can hear me say that, the front wing change is going to mean extra time loss, which means I would have been ahead of Christian Hausman, but we're now behind him, and he's on fresh soft tyres, so the top 10 is just a bit too far away. The points aren't in sight right now.
I didn't know when the catch card ahead, just fucking welcome me to drop Christian Sendel at least. But he just doesn't want to do it.
Now at this stage I was getting frustrated because I wanted Jeffrey Ritchie to go past. He just wasn't working with me, like we weren't relaying to try and catch up. It just wasn't happening.
Maybe that far off either.
Oh no, it's right there. It's just both of us, you know, but just fucking bad luck again. You got taken out, and I got wing damage, which I didn't know about, but makes a lot of sense why I was so bloody slow.
And you can hear me there rambling as, again, just going over the bad luck myself and Lewis have had again in this race. But going back on that point, you know, I wanted to relay with Jeffrey Ritchie and try and like take turns to pull us ahead. But whenever he was ahead, he wasn't using battery. I could tell he wasn't, and it just wasn't working. So
trying to get as much charge as possible before I go.
You can hear me say now, I'm going to change the approach. I'm just going to try and get as much charge as possible. But Jeffrey goes off at cops, and he was all over the place. You know, I was hoping for a safety car at this point, but yeah, Jeffrey was all over the place. He just wasn't comfortable with the car. His grip wasn't great, and his pace just generally wasn't that good on the soft tyre. So,
has Sendel been on his tyres at the same time as you?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. I'll let him go.
And you can hear me there ask Lewis if Sendel has been on the same amount of time as him on these tyres, which he has. So I know I've got a tyre wear advantage over him. I'm just going to let him drive for now and see what kind of pace he has. He's been sat behind me and Jeffrey for like the last 10 laps, so he's going to have pretty much a full charge of battery. So I'm kind of hoping he can use some of that to drag us along, and get us nearer to the top 10. But right now, realistically, we're just a bit too far away, man. It's looking like another P11 kind of thing, so bit of a shame. But it is what it is. I didn't realise I had wing damage. I lost, valuable seconds with the wing change. and it looks like it's going to be another poor race for us. But nonetheless, it's going to be a fun end though, so stay tuned because you're going to enjoy this. As the lap 20, yellow flag ahead. Hausman has made a mistake here into Brooklands. Hausman's gone. No. Oh my god, fucking hell. He's there, okay, he's there. The ghosting system fucked me up there. Now in hindsight, I wish I'd driven straight through him there because the ghosting system combined with the desync made it very hard to predict what was going to happen, so I had to pull out of the move in case there was contact. But I'm going to regret not going for that because Hausman got back on top of his pace, he repassed Christian Sendel, and now we're going to have a bit of a situation here where we're in a bit of a DRS train and Christian is able to charge and use battery following Christian Hausman. So what I've got to do now is really try and force this move. So you can see here I'm trying to push using the battery, and I've got to try and force Christian Sendel to drain his energy and use it all up, trying to stay ahead of me basically. So I'm going to force it a little bit over these next few laps. You can see he's struggling for grip now at this stage on his mediums, and I've got the advantage, but the fact he has DRS on Christian makes it very hard for me to pass. You can see here again, I'm trying to look for the move. I've got ERS switched on. We're going to stay on board here for at least 2 laps because this is a good little strap here as we have a look up the inside of Brooklands, but no way through just yet. We've got Shizuka owned, his Ghost currently a lap down, so we're going to gain it. Actually, no, we're not going to gain a place. This is for position, so we are going to move up into P12 actually here. So we're going to gain a place. Again, I'm not trusting his Ghost right now, so I'm just going to go to the right and stay clear because, again, with the desync, I just don't know what's going to happen at the moment, and hopefully this does get patched, you know, because the desync is quite bad right now. But we're now P12, and suddenly Christian Hausman, P10, if we get ahead of him, it means points. So again, I'm going to try and get past Christian here with the DRS. Oh, I just run out at the end of the straight, man. You can hear me say I'm running out at the end of the straight. Hausman has got no energy left. His light is flashing, which means he's got less than 10% battery. And at the minute, I'm just forcing Christian Sendel to push, you know, make mistakes, use his energy. I'm trying to put pressure on it. You can see I'm very, very close through the final corner, but realistically, you're never going to go for a move into turn 1. I'm trying to use a bit of energy, a bit of slipstream here. Through turn 1 we go. I'm going to have a look into turn 3 because we're getting the run, but on the brakes, it just wasn't able to really commit enough. And Christian, again, good defending so far from him. I get a nice wide line though this time as we go through turn 4. The exit just lets me down a little bit there, getting that oversteer, but we're still very close here, and I could make the move into Brooklands. He goes defensive to cover the inside. I'm going to go to the outside. Can I carry the speed the long way around? I'm getting a bit of understeer on the front. I'm still there, but I have to back off into Luffield because it's a bit of a risky one with the inside curb, potentially being a bit of an auto spin curb. So Christian stays ahead again. I'm going to keep this pressure on though. I'm trying to see if I can break him away from Christian Hausman's DRS as well. Because once I pass Christian, once I pass Christian Sendel, I know Hausman has no energy. And here we go. This is the crucial moment. So I've managed to force Sendel to drain all of his batteries. So both of these cars have no ERS left. I've got him where I want him.
There's 3 laps of fuel.
They're both low on battery, so you can hear me say I've got Christian where I want him, and this time we're going to make it. The problem is I'm going to get boxed in here behind Christian Hausman, and I can't quite make the move, so we have to back off again. It's just not happening right now. We have a little look at the final chicane, but no way through. But yeah, I could have got the move done there on the outside, but there just wasn't the space. Either way, another lap now. 2 laps to go in this race. Lap 25. I'm going to try and go for this move again. I know Sendel has no energy, so watch this here as we try to close up a little bit. I'm thinking about it into turn 3. This is looking like the place I might go for the move. We get a lovely bit of grip and traction through there. We managed to set up a really nice crisp exit out of turn 4, and also he has a bit of a moment, so this could be it here. DRS open, both cars. We've got plenty more ERS as we start to get the run. Oh, why does this keep happening? I wish I'd gone to the inside again. We get boxed in and we kind of get that front, you know, end dirty air wash from Hausman, and that move right there, I'd say on the limit from Sendel in terms of leaving me racing room, but you know, we'll keep it going, getting the run on the old pit straight down to turn 1. I'm just basically trying to keep the pressure on, make sure that Sendel does not recharge or save any battery at any point. Now down into Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel, you can see here we're just so much faster, so much more grip. I've got tyres, I've got ERS, and I've got the pace. We set up the cutback perfectly this time. DRS open, and now we're going to go for it here on the hanger straight. We go to the left hand side, look at the run on Hausman as well, into Stowe. We're going to try and go around the outside. Fucking hell, why does he keep doing that every lap? And you can hear me say I'm getting a bit annoyed now because Hausman kept moving to the left, right in the brake zone, and we got forced onto the grass. Nothing's going to happen. You watch, I'm going to lose out here. Sendell fights back around the outside. I'm getting annoyed now. Why does he keep moving across in the brake zone when I'm trying to go around the outside? Every time. But we're going to go for it. Last lap of the race. Last chance to look how close we are this time. And now I'm going to use a bit of energy on the run to turn through. We send it up the inside on the brakes. Sendell gets the cutback, but I'm going to park my car right on the apex and minimize my minimum speed as much as possible. The gap to Hausman now 1.1 seconds. I managed to get down to 8 tenths and now 6 tenths, now 5 tenths. Heading onto the hangar straight. Currently on for a purple lap here. 8.5 tenths up. I'm giving it everything with the ERS, but I'm just not close enough into Stowe to really commit to a move. And I just can't quite get close enough into the final chicane here for an overtake. I try to force him into a mistake. We do get a bit of a cutback through here, but it's not going to be enough, and I'm just going to miss out on the points once again. Fuck's sake. Damn it. Now, I finished P10 on track, but I can tell you after the race, I went to the stewards and I basically confirmed that Christian did finish ahead of me on track. You know, that was desync, which is what I mentioned at the start of the race. There's some issues right now with the lobbies, and desync is ruining races for people. So, yeah, Christian Hausman will get P10. I'm going to finish P11 in that race, and it's going to be no points for us, which is a bit of a shame. First race in a while without points. I don't think, from what I've seen, there's going to be any post-race penalties anywhere else that are kind of, you know, big enough for us to gain anything. So I'm just going to go ahead and say P11 for us this race and no points. And also Lewis Welch as well. Pour one out for him, man, because the bad luck on his side has been insane. And we just both can't seem to catch a break, at least not in Psgl anyway. So yeah, Lewis Welch did get the fastest lap. He just got it on the last lap. Otherwise, I would have got it because my last lap was so strong. Once I cleared Sendell, when I used all of my energy, you can see at the lap times, I was so much faster than anybody else. But I just wasn't able to show that pace because of the wing damage in the first stint and then the battling. It just wasn't my day. So again, another bad, you know, race. More bad luck comes my way. But we'll try again next time. Either way, if you guys enjoyed the episode, then leave a like, subscribe for more. As always, check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.